Hello graphic designers, this is Mr. Granlund here. I am your teacher for Graphic Arts 1. I hope you're having a terrific Titan Day. I know I am, and I'm excited to see you here in class today. I wanted to give you an overview of what this trimester is going to look like, where to find things inside of Schoology, and some things that'll help you along the way to have just a really successful trimester and stay on top of everything and maybe even have a little bit of fun while you're doing it. Well, let's take a look at what we got here. So inside of Schoology, we start off with a trimester schedule. You'll have, group. If we ever get to a hybrid schedule, all sorts of changes to your schedule, your daily schedule, will be right here. It'll have which days are 1, 3, 5 and 2, 4, 6, things like this. This video that I'm recording right now is going to be in this Welcome Designers area. This video will change over the course of the trimester as new information becomes available, as I try to engage you in different ways, just to kind of have some more fun so you get to see my face in a more kind of interactive way than maybe Zoom, the way that happens. Now before we get into the content, there's a couple other things I want to point out here up at the top. Off to the left, if you look on yours, it's going to look different than mine, but there's this thing that says grades. If you click on grades, you'll have a list of all the assignments from the trimester, and you're going to notice that you can click on those links and it'll take you directly to those assignment pages. And in all my assignments, I try to have tutorials or presentation, all the information inside of that assignment so that you know exactly what's going on. Now, if you ever can't find it or it's not making sense, all you got to do is hit me up with an email, ask me some questions, and I will make sure that you have all the information that you need to make awesome designs in this class. Another way that you can do that, besides emailing me, is you can send me a message through Schoology, and that's this envelope icon up in the top right-hand corner. Or you can also click on the updates, and I have a link there for you where you can schedule a one-on-one appointment with me. Usually those one-on-one appointments are awesome. I try to have open Zoom sessions, but if there's no one that I know is coming, then sometimes I'm not as available as people need me to be. But if you schedule it, I'll always make sure that those appointments are honored and you keep informed about that. I'm going to head back to the main page here. On the right side, you'll see our schedule. Now there's a couple of things that you can do here. Up in the top right hand corner, you can click on this little calendar icon, and it gives you an overview, a monthly overview of all the assignments that you have to do. Now I already see 2 errors right here. The summative typography project should be due on the 22nd because the 25th is Christmas, and a lot of people celebrate that, and they're not going to be making summative typography portraits on that day. But you'll see updates here, and I can change these around. If there's any sort of modification that happens throughout the trimester, I'll let you all know. But you can see everything in front of you with this. If you go up to the top here, there's this thing that says all materials. You can actually change this to your assignments. And if you do that, you also have a list of all the assignments that are due for the class. Now it does it alphabetically, which can be a little tricky to get used to because they're not all by like the week and the unit that they're associated with. But sometimes this helps people to just highlight what their assignments are. And there's different views in here as well that might help you find different things in the class. Up here we have our synchronous meeting link. You can take that. It'll take you right to the Zoom class for the day. We have course information here in this red folder, and these have links to the resources that we're going to use down at the bottom here: Flag Designer, Vector, Pixlr, and AutoDraw. We have some other ones that some people like more, and we have phone apps, we have computer programs that you can download, and all of these things are free for you to use. I also have tips on how to upload and turn things in from Android and Apple devices, mobile devices. And if you ever get stuck with something on with your Chromebook, or you need some sort of school resources for your parents, I have a lot of these things here. They might be helpful videos and step-by-step guides to help you fix some problems that are pretty common to people as we go through the trimester here. And if ever there's nothing that you can find here that helps you, I'm just an email away, so just send me a message or hit me up on one of those one-on-one meeting links. Continuing on, in the yellow folder here, we have our Wednesday weekly designer profile assignment. And I like to keep these in its own separate folder, so it's just one click away. You can find it on the Wednesday asynchronous day, really easy to do. These are discussions. And on discussion days, it's going to break down to about 40 minutes of time for each of these discussions. You're going to take about 20 minutes of time to read articles or watch videos. That's kind of about what I've scheduled for each one of these. And you're going to respond, and you're going to do about 20 minutes of writing. So you're going to describe what's happening, the information that you learned about. You're going to interpret, what does this mean for you? You might have some things about the market presence of these designs and corporations and ideas, and you're going to criticize these designs as well. Now I'm looking for at least 3 sentences. Write 3 sentences about each category. So this is going to be 12 sentences. That seems like a lot, but it goes pretty quick. In addition to that, I want you to respond with at least 2 sentences to another student in class. And as always, I have some rules here to help us consider how we present ourselves online. Sometimes what we think is going to be funny doesn't really come off as humorous because, well, just the online world's a little bit different than talking personally to someone. So here's some things for you to keep in mind when you're doing your post. This is going to be the same way that I grade all of the Wednesday weekly assignments. So please pay attention to that. And as always, any assignment that you turn in can be resubmitted for more credit. And if you're ever confused about what needs to change to do better on an assignment, again, I'm just an email away and I will walk you through that project. Now let's take a look at the learning here. We've broken down the trimester into about 12 weeks, and each week, every 2 weeks, we have a different unit. I've kind of like grouped them together. So our first 2 weeks is dedicated to just trying a number of different design tools to try them out. And so I have a little kind of drawing or designing tutorial for each of these. Try something out, submit the picture, and get the points. Now as we go on to the next, I call them units, but the next several weeks, you're going to notice that there's always going to be an overview at the top that kind of talks about what's in there and some basic ideas about how to complete the projects in here. And you also might find, like in this upcoming unit, Unit 2, that there's also some learning here about, some specific design, graphic design ideas that are important to the class. And so these videos that I put in here are designed to help you think about the appropriate way to design and think about this topic in general. So this is a unit about typography, and so for weeks 3 through 4, we're going to be discussing typography. And we have worksheets and formative work and summative work that all goes around this. You can see that we have presentations. These are the same presentations that you'll see in the Zoom class. And they have videos and examples of work to help you create some really amazing designs. Now our third unit here, week number 5 and 6, is about logos and branding. This is a very fun one where you think about how do companies, how do designers create logos and identities for corporations, and what are some of the ways that they do a good job of it. And we're going to create some of our own logos, our personal logos. Sometimes we call those profile icons. We're also going to do some learning around different famous logos that you see every day. Sometimes you don't even notice them. They're just so, what we call, ubiquitous. They're everywhere. Then we get into color and talking about specific design ideas around simplicity and minimalism. And so we have some learning about color and the ways that I want you to understand color and doing color wheels and color schemes. Color is a super important topic inside of graphic design. And at the end of this, we're going to create our own flag. We're going to redesign Oakdale's flag. They need our help, and so we're here to help to design an awesome flag for Oakdale. And if you have the time, you can design one for Tartan as well. I think that would be pretty sweet. Our next unit is about package design. Any product that you go to a store to buy or go online has a package design, and they have a special designer that just designs the way that package looks to make it compelling. And they have to take lots of different pieces of information in order to create that package design. And in this unit, you're going to take lots of information, written information and graphic information. You're going to put it together to make a box. And finally, in our last unit, we're going to look at art for social change. And we're going to look at two artists in particular, an artist movement and an artist specifically. We're going to look at Banksy and his work that he's created around the world, and the work of surrealist painters, actually, who have a lot of the similar ideas as you see Banksy. And so you see things from the art world coming up over and over again throughout design and art history. And so it's important for you as young designers to be part of that conversation and understand how the larger art world plays a role in graphic design. I'm super excited to see all your pictures and watch you develop as wonderful graphic designers, and I hope you all have a great day. Thank you, designers.